So, Gwynn, as I said there, you're in your mid-30s, you're a recycling consultant, and from a very young age, you were environmentally aware, weren't you?
Yeah, it was something I was always interested in, always concerned about, something that was always on my mind.
Did you want children? Did you ever think about having children when you were a little girl?
Not really. When I was maybe 5, 6, my family lived in the suburbs, and my sister and I, we were planning on each living in the suburbs next to each other and each having 2 kids. And I think we imagined that because that's kind of what we saw around us. And I think when you're young, you tend to think whatever life you have or whatever you see around you is normal or is what everybody does. But that was the last time I really thought about it.
At what age then did you decide, actually, it's not a case of I don't want children, I won't have children, but I'm actually going to actively make sure that I don't have children?
Probably in my 20s, I started kind of considering getting sterilized. I had asked every partner of mine to get a vasectomy, and none of them would do it. And so my current partner said, well, if it's so important to you, why don't you do it yourself? Why don't you get sterilized? And so I started looking into that, and took many years actually to find a doctor that would take the public insurance plan that I had. So it was a difficult process.
They were reluctant because of your age, weren't they? They said, you know, why on earth would you want to do this?
There was a little bit of that. But the doctor I finally found was actually really supportive, just trusted me, and, you know, had to go through the mandatory waiting period, which I think is a month.
So just explain to everybody the reason, because I think, you know, it's your body, your choice. You can do absolutely what you want to do. But I think it's more of a thing of understanding why and what impact having a child does have on the environment. You know, I have 3 children, so what have I done there? What have I unleashed onto the planet that is going to be so detrimental?
Well, so there was a recent study by Lund University in Sweden that found that, you know, being a dedicated recycler, that having 1 fewer child was more than 2,000 times more impactful in terms of greenhouse gas reductions than recycling. It was 71 times more impactful than eating a plant-based diet. It was 24 times less CO2 than not driving a car. So all the other choices that you can make are very, very small in comparison, because once you create that person, they have their own effects, and they may have offspring, and they may have offspring. And so we're only children, so it's not so much about, you know, don't have kids, there's something wrong with kids, but it's really the impact of people.
They might grow up to be one of the world's greatest innovative environmentalists.
That's true. But most social change, most changes actually occur by collaboration. So there's usually not one magical person that's going to save the day. We tend to have a culture full of superhero stories. We think there's just going to be one special person that's going to save the day, and that's usually not how it works.
It's hard to expect people to go against, because, I mean, it's in sort of maternal instinct, paternal instinct, whatever it is as a couple. It's hard to sort of turn your back on that, isn't it? Because although, you know, you may have, you know, like the recycling impact and the CO2 emissions and this and the other, it's hard to quantify that against the love that you feel for a child and that they would give to you.
Sure. Well, I think there are a lot of ways you can have children in your life that don't necessarily involve creating a child. So that can be fostering, it could be adoption, it could be volunteering with children. It could be, so I'm sort of like an adopted aunt. I have kids in my life that I spend, you know, a lot of one-on-one time with, you know, do fun things with them, and that's my way of kind of having kids in my life without actually the responsibility of being a parent.
Do you look at the parents around you? I don't know what happened with your sister and her children when you said you were little girls and you're 5 years old and want to live next door to each other in the suburbs. Did she go on to have her children?
No, she has no children either.
And is this because of the same belief that you have?
I think for her, it's more she wants to be independent.
Okay, fair enough. But do you look around at your friends, or the people who are parents? Are they us? I'm a parent. Holly's a parent. Are we selfish?
I mean, I can't make that judgment for you. I don't want to judge somebody else. But for me, I would feel bad bringing another person into the world just because I'm looking at the state of things. Like there's been a 54% decline in vertebrates in the last 4 decades. We're seeing huge declines in honeybees, large mammals. We're finding microplastics in oysters and tap water and bottled water and sea salt.
So can I ask you, Gwynn, are you guilty about your own existence?
I didn't ask to be born, so it wasn't something I caused. So it's not, so no, I don't feel that way, but I also feel responsible in making sure that any negative impact I have ends with me.